All right, everybody. As promised, it's our 5-on-5 for this week. And this week we are doing some body weight exercises. So our exercises this week, we're going to do a moving squat to balance. We're going to do a lunge with rotation. Then we have a deadlift with hip flexion and extension. Drop lunge to balance, and then a forearm plank. And we're going to do each exercise for 30 seconds and then go back through and do it again. The deadlift exercise, we will do one side the first round and the other side the second round. So let's get started. Our moving squat to balance for 30 seconds. Hips back into our squat. Come up to standing, bring a knee up, back down, and then the other side. As we're coming up to balance, we're using our quads, we're locking that pelvis into place. Hips nice and level. Let's get one more on each side. I'm going to go right into our lunge with rotation. I'm going to slide my left foot back, left hand down, right arm comes up, and then to the other side. Nice and smooth. You can step the foot back as well, but to keep yourself a little more smooth and balanced, it might be best to let that foot slide on back. So not only are we getting our quads and our glutes, we're getting some nice core work with that rotation. All right. Now we're going to go into our deadlift exercise. So I'm going to stagger my right foot forward, my left foot back. Inhale, hinge, and bring it back up. You want to be long from the crown of the head through to the tailbone. Show you what that's looking like. Hips, pelvis stay level. We might have a tendency, if we're weaker, to dump into one side. You don't want to do this. That's why having the staggered stance helps with that. You should feel the stretch and the engagement through that hamstring and glute. Maybe a little longer than 30 seconds this time, but that's okay. All right, then we're going to go into our drop lunge to balance. So I'm going to step the left foot behind the right, dropping down. Whew, coming up onto that single leg. Drop down on the other side and up. And up. If you feel like you might need to come up, step, and then come up, you feel a little more, a little more balanced. You can do that as well. Let's see one more time on each side here. All right, now we're going to drop down to our forearm plank. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Keep your palms flat, shoulder width apart, quadriceps engaged, navel pulled in. We're just hanging out here. Now we don't want to bring our hands together because that forces us to round in the shoulders, close out the shoulders, and we get bad form and we actually lose some of the core activation. So please, anyone that's actually taking class with me knows I don't want you to be holding hands. So let's not do that. A few more seconds and then we'll do round two. All right, back at it. Our moving squat to balance. Here we go. And up. 10 more seconds. We'll go into our lunge with rotation. All right, lunge with rotation. Here we go. A little bit smoother the second time through. We know what we're doing. If you wanted, you could even do this 1 or 2 more times through. Nice and smooth. Lunge with rotation. All right, now we have our deadlift. This time, left leg forward, right leg back. Inhale, hinge forward, and exhale, come up. Almost there. All right, then we're going into our drop lunge to balance. Step it up. Down and up. Ooh, creaky floor. All right, one more on this side. All right, let's drop it down to that forearm plank. Get ready. Get set. Here we go. Last thing. Final 30 seconds. Here are my eyes. Breathing deeply and evenly into the belly. Halfway there. You got this. You got this. You can put your knees down as well, too, depending on where you're at or how you're feeling. You got to do what works for you. And done. As with anything, always do what works for your body in this day, in this moment, because that can change day to day. That's totally fine and totally normal, so don't push it because something looks right or that's the hardest thing to do and it should be hard. No, it always shouldn't. So there's your 5-on-5 today. 5 body weight exercises. We had our moving squat to balance, our lunge with rotation, our deadlift with hip flexion and extension, our drop lunge to balance, and our forearm plank with no hand holding. So that is what we have for today. Next week, we'll be back at it. We're going to bring the mini band back into things unless you have any other suggestions. So there you have it. There's a little 5-on-5, quick little movement break. We'll see you on the next one.